One question I receive all the time is, what do I do about this fatigue? I hear you, Dave. I need to move more. I've become deconditioned, and my symptoms have rose, and I feel like I'm sinking. And what do I do? I mean, you tell me I need to move more. I can't, right? And I always try to remind people, guys, it takes energy to make energy. Hear me again. It takes energy to make energy. So if you're waiting for this day to come where you suddenly wake up and you have more energy and you say, well, okay, today I'm going to maybe go for a small walk, or today I'm going to try to move more. I have a little more energy. I think that's the wrong approach. And also, some of us don't even have those days. I mean, I went months in my benzo withdrawal where I wasn't, I didn't feel energy. There wasn't a day when I woke up and said, oh, okay, yeah, I have a little pep in my step today. Hell no. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. You become deconditioned, and deconditioned bodies, it really is something that's, it's a free fall in a sense. Like, it leads to more deconditionment. So what do you have to do? You have to spend a little energy to make a little energy. So if that means forcing yourself up just to take a few extra steps every day, that's what you got to do. But those few extra steps will, the currency of them will be a little bit more energy for a few more extra steps, and then a few more extra steps. You have to push back against the deconditionment. In other words, you have to push back against the fatigue. You have to push back against this shrinking energy that you're feeling. This depletion of energy in your body. So spend a little energy to make it a little energy. Don't overdo it, but don't lay there and just wait for energy to come back, because that may not be the case. And then while you're laying there and waiting, you're just going to continue to get more deconditioned. And as you become more deconditioned, the more these symptoms will rise, the more likely that you can develop things like POTS syndrome, which is treatable, which will, you will recover from. So don't get scared about that. But still, it's wildly uncomfortable. And who wants to have POTS syndrome, right? Or I have people that have a lot of pains and aches, but they don't realize you're laying in bed for 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day. I'm talking about after you've slept for 8 hours or tried to sleep for 8 hours. You're in bed for 2/3 of your day. Of course you're going to start getting aches and pains and pinched nerves and your sciatica and these things and bruises and bed sores, right? Bed sores. It's a real phenomenon. You lay in bed long enough, you sit around long enough. That's not how our bodies were. That's not how we evolved. I mean, if you really look at how we evolved, I mean, we were creatures that were constantly moving. I mean, high energy expending. And we didn't have KFC and all these kind of crazy condensed carbs and, the foods that we have today. You had to venture out and go find food. And sometimes that meant waking up at the crack of dawn and walking miles in, tough terrain, jungles and things. Now we DoorDash things. We can just sit in bed for 16 hours, 18, 20 hours, 24 hours. I have clients in bed all day, every day for months or years. They live in bed and they feel awful and they have no energy. They have sores. And really at that point, they just feel hopeless. Like, how the heck do I push back against this? Well, you know what you do? Start with getting a Fitbit watch or something. Somehow you need to monitor your steps. Find out what your baseline is. Look at that thing. What are you averaging? 5 steps a day, 10, 15, 20, 100? Try to put a few more steps every day. Set those goals. And yes, you're going to have to crawl before you can walk and walk before you can run. That is absolutely a fact. But you will eventually get to running again, my friends.